This session is titled Feeding the Striker. It's going to be done with an under 11 side. I think it could be done with anywhere from under 9s through to under 13s in this format, and maybe for older teams with a larger pitch and a few more players in there as well. So we have a 30-yard long by 20-yard wide area, and 30-yard long is split into two 15-yard halves. We're going to be working with the blue team, so the goalkeeper 5, 4 and 8, and the black team number 6 and number 9 will be left to do things their own way, but we will make sure players are swapped around so they get a chance to do everything. The objective for the blue team is to try and get the ball into these gates here, and the objective for the black team is to win the ball back and score. This here, all the little dots, they are our footballs. The balls will be beside the goal, because the ball will always start with the goalkeeper. So no matter where the ball goes out or who it comes off from, the ball will always start with the goalkeeper. Now, the goalkeeper will try and play into 4 or 5 or 8, and we're going to try and work into these areas like I said. But we have a scoring system for depending on how you get there. So if the ball comes in from a long ball from either the goalkeeper, 5 or 4, that'll be worth 1 point. But if the ball manages to get into the gates by number 8, that will be 3 points for the blue team. The black team also have a scoring system when they win the ball back. So if they get a shot away, either from 6 or 9, they will get a point. If they score, they will get 3 points. So it brings an element of competitiveness in there. Now, we have some challenges for the players. We're going to ask the goalkeeper to join in to make it a 3 versus 1. So rather than just standing on the line and watching 4 and 5, trying to work away from 9, I'm going to ask the goalkeeper to actually physically join in almost as a third defender. So if 4 or 5 has the ball, they're always an easy option back, and they can recycle possession to the other player. 4 and 5, what I'm going to encourage them to do is to receive the ball on the back foot to play forward. So the easiest way of achieving this will be when the goalkeeper has the ball splitting wide. That will leave number 9 in a situation if he doesn't really want to go to 1 and leave the other 3, but he's kind of sitting in no man's land. So if they split and they can receive on the back foot, and they can play forward. That's what we're after from 4 and 5. Now number 8 is a bit of a tricky one. We're going to ask the number 8, how can we create space? So there's many ways obviously of creating space. The main ones I think we'll be looking for are dropping long, bringing number 6 with him, and then darting in for a quick ball to feet. Another one will be pulling number 6 into a wider area and perhaps spinning back into the middle. So it should be that we get some opportunities to coach, particularly at the beginning, trying to teach the goalkeeper, the 4 and the 5, in how to create as much space as possible to make it as difficult as they can for the number 9 and as easy as they can for themselves. And also some work with the number 8 in, like I said, creating space and moving around. Now, this has obviously got 6 players in it. I'm expecting roughly 12 to 16 players at training on Friday. So it might make it difficult, in that we'll have to do 2 pitches at least, and the numbers might not be perfect. So if that's the case, we need to add more numbers in. I'll probably add another number 6, this one for the blues, and another number 8, this one for the black. So make it a 2v2 in this area, and if that's the case, I might have to make the area a little bit bigger, but I'll see as I get on there. Now, in this session, it's important that we do get some coaching in. We get to tell them, how to work into areas, how to find some space. But it's also important that sometimes they can be left to just do it and find their own solutions. So if it doesn't work the first time, that's fine. If it doesn't work a few times, that's fine. If you're seeing repetitive trends in why something's not working, then it's time to get in and perhaps ask the player what we think is working, what isn't working, and what alternates we could give. So this is going to be the main bulk of the session. When the players arrive, we're just going to bib them up as they arrive and put them into a little match. It's a good way of getting them warmed up, getting them ready. Perhaps can start to bring in some challenges for certain players, so their mindset's already in it. And then when we're ready to go with all the players there, we'll set up into the session. Now, you may notice that it is called Feeding the Striker, and we don't have a striker. This is because we're going to use these 2 gates as our feeder routes. So these 2 gates kind of represent the area in between a fullback and a centre-back, which is an area a lot of strikers like to peel off and find the space to go through. So we're just going to, instead of having a striker that's not really going to touch the ball very often, We're just going to look at feeding the ball in through the gaps, which is the kind of gaps a striker likes to play into. Hopefully this all goes to plan on Friday, and if not, I will edit things and we'll have an evaluation at the end of it.